Hi, everybody. I'm just getting situated here. I'm Rachel Chase. Welcome to January 2019 New Moon Visioning Call. We're just going to hang out here for a little bit and see if people pop on the call or pop on the live Facebook Live, see who's coming on. Hey, Suzanne. Welcome. Hi. And I also have the teleseminar going on that can be accessed via phone. And I know that phone number is posted. I can access it too if people need to find it. It's on the Facebook page and it's also on the Instagram too. So we'll get started in a little bit. And while we're waiting for folks to join in, we're going to just kind of gather wherever you are, and if you're listening to this or watching this and you're preoccupied and there's other things going on, just watch the replay because I really want you to, and listen to the replay. I really want you to be able to have this experience of being nurtured. Hey, Allison. Hey, sweetie. Welcome. Just waiting for folks to come on. So if anyone is coming on the call that is listening later and is kind of in a hurry or is doing something else, then go ahead and just watch or listen to the replay later. Steve, hey Steve, nice to see you. Welcome. Welcome to my New Moon Visioning call. It's nice to have you here. So we're waiting for everybody to come on. I'm going to be guiding us through some meditations. So I know some people are getting on the call as well, the teleseminar call. So we'll just give it a few minutes and just kind of get yourself into a comfy place. Get some tea or water or whatever you want to have on hand. Some sacredness around you, your journal, and if you like to use oracle cards or anything like that, get your deck out. We're going to be doing some reading tonight too, so let's just give it a couple more minutes for other people to jump on before I start the processing of what we're going to do tonight. So hey, I know a lot of folks are going to be watching or listening later. There's so many events going on tonight. I know here in Orlando there's a New Moon Circle. Those of you who get on the call and realize, oh my gosh, that's really where I want to be, I won't be offended. It's the drum circle at Dandelion tonight. It doesn't start till 7 though, so I may show up a little later after the call. We'll see how I feel. I may just feel like resting. We'll see. Let's see, it's about 6:03. Yeah, I usually give it just a few more minutes. So make sure you're comfortable. I'm going to put on a little music. Get what you need. I'm going to do a little sound healing for us tonight. Not a lot, but I really want tonight to be nurturing for you and all of us because, we have enough going on where we have to bring in a lot of intensity. So we have enough intensity without this call being a big, intense process. We are going to do something quite lovely, though, a unified field meditation. I was guided through this process by one of my teachers her name is Anelia Benz. If she ever watches this video, hi, Anelia. And it was so lovely, and I love that she called it a unified field meditation because that's really where my heart is at with, connecting with others who, really care about what we're doing in this world to help each other heal and raise the vibration of the planet. So I'm gonna turn this playlist off here. I think this is gonna get a little weird here. Got a funny playlist on. I meant to change it, but it's okay. There we go. Weird's not bad, right? We're all weird in our own way. So anyways, okay. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of start the process and people will jump on whenever they jump on. Remembering why we're here. Why are you here tonight? And you can just kind of contemplate that for a moment why did you decide to get on this call tonight or connect with this at a later time? What is it that you need or want to experience right now for yourself, to give yourself? What is it that you know that you really, 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 really need to do for yourself? And that's what we're going to plant a seed for in our lives tonight. What you know in your heart of hearts is that you really need to do for yourself. And yes, we have a laundry list that gets longer every day of projects and things we want to do in life. And don't worry, there's plenty of energy for doing. That's one of the themes of this particular moment, this new moon solar eclipse. It's in the energy of Capricorn. And if you know anything about astrology, if you know your chart or you don't know your chart, you might want to find out where Capricorn is in your chart. And for example, what house it might be in. And for me, it's my ascendant. And that ascendant is the aspect of you that is kind of, the way that others perceive you, the way that you show up in the world. So my sun sign is Gemini, and when we talk about your sign, it's usually your sun sign. My moon sign is Leo. Then Leo is, the fire, the creative spirit, and then Capricorn is the doer, the physicality, the concrete creating doer. And this has a lot to do with the material world. So we are moving into mega Capricorn energy this year. And so a lot of energy for getting things done, a lot of energy for moving into really manifesting in a physical way in our lives. So that's just a little bit on that, and I'll get into that a little bit more in a moment. But first, let's go ahead and tune in together. So thank you for tuning in with me and tuning into this call and tuning in at a later time, whenever that might be, because it's always now. So let's be in that space together and just find a comfortable place to sit or lie down and come into your body and your breath and close your eyes, draw your senses inward to your inner self, your body, your mind, your spirit, your heart. Take a nice deep breath in and just release and exhale. And if you need to do that a couple more times, please do so. In and out. I'll just start by giving yourself permission to be here in this moment. The new moon is the dark moon, so I want you just to be present to the fact that this is this dark moment, the moment of darkness, of being in a space of almost like nothingness, like in between things. The ending and the beginning at once is happening tonight. The ending and the beginning at once. And I want us to see if we can create a little space in between, the ending and the beginning. And just find this place where we can connect very, very deeply with our inner voice, our inner knowing, our intuition. Because that's what we're being asked to do. We're being asked to allow that part of ourselves to lead the way. It's not the conscience. It's not the, you did something wrong, now do something right voice. No. Mm-mm. This is the voice of your soul that is deeply loving and totally accepting of everything that you are and everything that you've done and everything that you will be. All of it. This is the feeling and the awareness and the voice and the knowing of unconditional love. And if that seems unfamiliar to you, I'm going to ask that you just kind of trust that it's there, if you can. Just trusting. Just taking some time to trust in that space inside, that voice inside, that place inside, place of unconditional love, full acceptance of all of yourself, all of everything that you have been and everything that you have done and everything that you are and everything that will be. I'm going to take a moment to really ground in the earth right now. And if you get a chance tonight to put your feet in the dirt, please go outside and connect. If you haven't already done so today, do it tonight after this call. Wherever you are, whatever day you're listening to, take time when you're listening to this after the call to do so, please. Touch a tree, talk to a flower, put your feet in the dirt. But just imagine right now that we're all doing that together. We're creating a field all around the world, a connectivity in earth, almost like we're inside of the field of this consciousness, this planet we call Earth, or Gaia. The energy of it, the consciousness of it, the love of this divine being that we call Earth, that we reside in and that gives us all we need. Just taking a few more breaths, connecting deeply in earth first, please. Thank you. Those of you coming on the call, please just find a comfortable place to be. Get your journal, get your water, get your tea. Connect into the space that we're creating, this field, the unified field of strength and unconditional love. Just let yourself connect in the earth. This is the place to be. This is how we create a sacred space, no matter what we're doing and what practice it is, what religion it is, whatever spiritual bent you are. It's all about connecting with the earth first, because that is here. That is now. That is what we are. This is our first step of connecting with true center. The true center, your source, the true power that's inside of you. So I'm going to invite you to remember right now that you are light. You are a light being. You are made of light. You are emanating, radiating light. And that all of us have that. All of us have that potentiality to be aware of it in a real, visceral way. So just imagine everybody on the call and everyone else that's holding this same sacred intention as we are, that may or may not know anything about this call, but are doing it with us all around the world, because they are. This is a powerful moment, no doubt. And some of you may be feeling really charged up by it. Some of you may be feeling very tired, fatigued, or anxious from it. This ending and beginning that we call the solar eclipse. It's happening direct in a couple of hours. Will be visible from China and other parts of the East. Just consider that, all that awe and wonder of visibly seeing a partial solar eclipse. It's a partial solar eclipse is what it is tonight. And you say, well, how can it be a solar eclipse at night? Well, it's light somewhere around the world, isn't it? On the other side, right? If you're tuning in, you're on the East Coast with me. No, you will not see this tonight, but you absolutely are feeling it. on some level and seeing it showing up in your life on some level right now. So I'm going to see if we can simmer in this energy for the rest of the call, this emanating, radiating light energy that you are, connecting with everyone else that's listening now and later, everyone else that's holding this intention. Now, here's the deal. What we're doing right now is such a powerful gift. It has such a profound effect on the entire world. We're sending a ripple effect into quantum field, right? Quantum field says there's no time, no space. It's all happening now, and anything is possible, right? Infinite possibilities. So if that's the case, on the quantum level, and that's on the level of thought, right? The most subtle level. If you have your eyes closed, you're welcome to open them a little bit. Just kind of stay, though, in that almost altered state of awareness as your eyes are open with me. So it's like you can sense and feel that space that we've created with our eyes closed, but in a more sort of almost aware, present way. Well, not that you weren't aware and present before, but now you're a little more outwardly present, right? We're staying in and out at the same time. Isn't that interesting? That space of presence. That's what we call presence. Holding the space, a high frequency. That's what we mean by high frequency. With the highest intention. So if anything is possible, and if we're creating ripples all the time, we're continually, consciously and unconsciously creating just by whatever it is that we are being, whatever our frequency is, whatever our energy is, right? So this year we're being asked to be masters of our frequency. There's so much astrology out there, and I'll post after the call, I'll post in the Facebook page some of the astrologers that I tune in with. I share them all the time, so you can just tune in all the time to my Facebook page and see their posts. I've already posted a bunch of them over the last couple of days just to bring in some inspiration for us for this call. So the idea is to stay in this elevated. Now, yeah, we're human, right? Things happen. We get sad. It's okay. I'm not saying don't let life get you down, man, right? What I am saying is let's do this as much as we can. Let's do this as much as we can, because, boy, is it going to get intense. If life isn't already intense, it's about to get even more intense. A lot of things are happening in the world, right? Things that feel overwhelming sometimes, outrage, divisiveness, breakdown of structures in the world, right? And we're part of it. We're in this world. We're in it. But we're part of the change that's happening. And so if there is change happening, why not affect the change in the best way we can by keeping ourselves as elevated as we can? And that's when we talk about this grid that we're creating, this field of protection for the planet that's giving it an opportunity to heal, giving an opportunity to live in peace, an opportunity to live in respect, an opportunity to live in unity, to be aware of the unity that is here, that is present, right? So here we are, stepping into that awareness and planting this amazing, beautiful, perfect seed in this moment. And I wanted to do this call just a little bit before the totality of that eclipse, which is technically at 8:30 Eastern time, because I want us to wanted to give us an opportunity after the call to then do some sacred work on your own, some real nurturing of yourself. And I know that this call is a way for you to do that. Cheers, just having a little sip of my chamomile lavender tea. needed that. Okay, so maybe get your journals out now if they're not already. If you're not already writing things down, taking notes. Or just contemplate if you don't have a journal handy. But if you have one, if you have something to write on, I invite you to do so. It's a very powerful day to really write down what it is that you're focusing on right now, that life is asking of you to focus on. And maybe it's not what you expected to focus on right now. Maybe it's an unexpected situation that's happening that is throwing you off of where you thought you were going to be today. Maybe you had some New Year's resolutions coming in and then something happened over the last few weeks and you're realizing, wait, I need to change that. And that's life, isn't it? That's going to happen every day. It's always going to be something that says, wait a minute. Maybe I need to listen in to what life is telling me and do something a little different than what I thought I was going to do today. And that's part of that unconditional love because, we get so caught up sometimes in what we're making and what we're creating, what we want to do and what we want to be in the world, making a difference and all of these wonderful things that we kind of get ahead of ourselves maybe, or we get a little too involved with the doing or too involved with the steps. And we maybe miss the moment where it's like, no, it's time for rest, actually. So the question is, what does your soul want? So let's take a minute to go deep into this question. This is like the question to ask yourself all the time, because that's where the lamp is guiding the next step. That's where the guidepost is being shown to you, the next. We hold the grand vision in sight and we claim it with an awareness that we invite in whatever that is and something better. But we don't always know how we're going to get there. And we don't even really know the exact picture of what it's going to look like. But we do know what we need right now. And we do know what we want to have happen this year, right? We have some things we're excited about that we hope we get to experience too, right? Well, right this minute, let's take a chance to, it's like a litmus test. Let's find out where our information is coming from right now. Because sometimes when we experience intuition, well, it's different, right? Sometimes it's like we just know somehow, right? Or we see something, or it's a feeling. So trusting, right? This is the big this is the big invitation to trust. So let's go back inward for a moment. Take a breath in. I want you to hum in your body for a moment. Place a hand on the heart, place a hand on the belly area. We call the solar plexus, just under the rib cage. The heart center is center of the chest. Just take a few breaths here. I want you to imagine that you can drop down into that area of your body, the belly or the heart, or both. And ask yourself, what does my soul want for me? What does my soul want for me? And maybe it's a very specific thing, or maybe it's just a general statement. And I want you just to write that down. Just write it down. Whatever it was that came. Maybe it was like a feeling or a color. And the more you do this, it's a way to keep building that, strengthening the bridge, strengthening the lines of communication between you and your higher self, or your soul self, your divine beingness. This doing of that, asking that question, is an acknowledgement that you remember that you are a soul. It's an acknowledgement that you remember that you are a soul. There's a channel named Paul Selig that I love to listen to, and a lot of people ask him that question. What do we do when we're in times of fear and life gets crazy and we don't know what to do? He says, just remember that you're a divine being, and then you'll know what to do. Remember. So he has an affirmation for that maybe we can do together that I really love, because it's got such a high vibration to it. And I'm going to say it probably a little different than he does, but I know what I am as a divine being. I know who I am as a divine being. And I know how I serve as a divine being. I am free. I am free. I am free. So that third statement, I know how I serve as a divine being, it simply means that you are a divine being, and by being you, you are in service to it. That's it. It doesn't mean you have to figure out some grand purpose. Just be you. Being you is the service, in other words. Kind of takes the pressure off, doesn't it? Helps you relax a little bit. And that's unconditional love. That's unconditional, loving regard, acceptance for all of what you are. Because as you grow and evolve, you're growing and evolving at the right divine perfect time, just as you are. But holding that remembrance is where it's at. So you wrote a little something down there. Maybe you wrote, I don't know. That's okay too. Just keep asking. What does my soul want for me? And that's going to get you to that place where where you figure it out, where you can wrestle with it a little bit and solve the problem of what's my purpose? What's my soul's purpose? Your soul's purpose is whatever your soul wants for you. So you start giving yourself those things that your soul wants you to give yourself. Fortifying your physicality, fortifying your mind, fortifying your spirit, fortifying your life, clearing out what is in the way of that. Clearing it out physically in your home. So here we are in this space between the ending and the beginning. It is the ending and it is the beginning. This is an alpha omega moment, big time. The numerology for today is 18. If you add all the numbers up, January 4th, 2019. I'm sorry, January 5th. I'm still in yesterday, aren't I? And that number is about abundance, and this is about the betterment of humanity. This is about the beginning and the ending all at once. And in that moment, what is our choice to invite in abundance for all? So when we do it for ourselves, we're doing it for everyone. So when your soul is telling you, I want this for you, listen. And maybe you'll think, what? You want me to take a bath? How does that serve the world? Oh, you want me to clean out my shelf in my kitchen? Okay, I'll clean out my shelf in my kitchen. Oh, you want me to forgive myself for that thing I thought I forgave myself for already? I have to forgive myself again? Yes. Keep doing it. Because that's the word of the day, if there's ever one, is forgiveness. So what is healing? What is healing? Right? We think miraculous healing. Yay, you don't have cancer anymore. That's a healing, yes. But really what healing is it's the place where we are not suffering, where we feel whole. We could be in immense pain and experience that. So yes, so this new moon and this solar eclipse right now is a divine union of the masculine and feminine. This is the end and the beginning. So as much as we like to think, okay, it's all going to happen now, and yes, there is going to be some rapid movement in our world. Yes, it is happening quickly. And yes, our lives are changing quickly. But what do you need to do to be ready for that? What do you need to let go of so that you're not hindered by the things that you can let go of? Maybe there's some things that you wish you could that you can't. Well, maybe you can and you just don't think you can. Maybe that's what's best for everyone, is just to let go. You know. So the question is, how can we grow? How can we grow? What do you need to grow? And I think that's the soul's desire for us is to grow into who we are as those beings of strength and courage. And that is what this Capricorn energy is all about. It's courage. It's about courage. So you wrote down an answer there to the question, what does my soul want for me? Now, as this next month unfolds here even more, we're being asked to master our energy, to really take stock of how are we contributing to the new world that's being created. And it can just be a small thing. It doesn't have to be like, the big run for office thing, It's the way that is most authentic for you, So again, what energy are you putting into the world, right? That compassionate awareness, forgiveness. And remember, whenever we're feeling resentful of others, just turn it around on yourself, because it's all about self-forgiveness. All of it. All of it. I know it may not seem like it, but it truly is all about self-forgiveness. So let's do another journaling exercise. We'll do a little more for clearing the energy fields, because I really want this call to be very nurturing for you. So take a moment and just think about everything you have to be grateful for. All the gratitude you have for everything you have to be grateful for. We're deeply connected with all beings. And we're so blessed to have roofs over our heads, food to eat. And so many of us are not so fortunate, right? So at this moment, we honor and respect that fact, and we sit in deep gratitude for every bit we have, not taking any of it for granted. We step into knowing that we can live simply and take each action mindfully, with deep awareness of what we are doing and the effects it has on others, creating a powerful ripple of love in the world. So take a moment right now just to think about everything you have to be grateful for. Focus on that gratitude. Make a list. And I want you to take another moment to think about naming a couple of things that you're ready to really let go of, because yes, this is a new moon and it is new beginnings, but it's really about clearing to make way for those new beginnings. As if there's a new year day, it's really today. It's really this month. We have this time right now to clear even more. So what are you ashamed of? What are your fears? So I invite you to make a list of those tonight after you get off the call. I made a long list of mine the other day and tore it up into a million pieces and created a little fire and burned them. And I sent them into the ether with gratitude and forgiveness. Guilt, fear, shame, and blame, the patterns, the dysfunctional patterns, the relationships. So we're using our spiritual sight as we take practical, concrete steps to create the ultimate vision of love and healing for all of humanity. We're going to bring that vision in together tonight here in just a moment. Just want us to set a little intention of why we're releasing those things so we can really bring our higher frequency into that vision. I just want to read a little something I wrote the other day just to kind of give you a little more inspiration here. As much as we can, embracing all the surrender, this paradox, no more pushing away all the ravages of war within our minds and hearts, all the mistakes and horrendous plights, all the paths leading nowhere, these lessons learned, these heartbreaks lived. We falter never, only living as we do. Human beings waking up, remembering, becoming conscious. Along the way, seeing where we were before the awakening. But now is all that matters. Forgiveness is the medicine now. Love can truly mend these scars and let them become beautiful reminders of what we have done to find our way home to the heart of hearts. This embrace, this tender breath, this gentle sigh of understanding, beckoning us into the loving light. So take a moment to think about what is it that you want to be this year? What do you want to see as you showing up in the world this year? For yourself, for others. Just write a few things down. What do you want to be? Now, as you're writing these things, you might start to think, well, there are certain things that I'm doing that are maybe in the way of me being that. Little habits that it's time to let go of right now. Let me tell you, we say, oh, but habits are hard to break. Well, you've probably been working on it for a while. Let's take the leap together. That is really what we're being asked to do right now, is take a big, giant leap into trusting that we have control over our actions. Isn't that amazing? We really do. We really do. So what are those things that you want to let go of? And you can add that to your list tonight that you send up into the portal of the eclipse. So what do you want to be this year? And what do you see for yourself? What do you see yourself creating? How does it feel when you think about it? Bring in all your senses: sight, smell, taste, feeling. Mm-hmm. So I have this mantra that I've used before on these calls. Some of you will be familiar with this mantra. Some of you will not. I added in a little bit of that divine being part to it too. So I'm going to invite us all to say this together out loud. And if you don't feel comfortable saying it out loud, just listen or feel it in your heart. Maybe even put a hand on your heart as you say this. Feel the vibration of it. I let go. I allow. I am free. I know who I am as a divine being. I know what I am as a divine being. I know how I serve as a divine being. I am free. I am free. I am free. I let go and I allow. I let go and I allow. We close it with a Satnam, so be it, Namaste, Amen, Ashe. Sacred honoring, I seal this process with divine love and wisdom. And if you can move your arms in the air for a moment, just bringing them up high. Imagine this beautiful, almost like a flame, a very, very powerful flame that's just shooting down straight through your body into the earth. Golden light that's just super luminous. Let it radiate down through your body. Create a beautiful field all around you, a very strong, powerful, doesn't have to be that wide, golden light, a field, very strong and courageous field all around you. And that's the way when we connect with others that we want to connect with others. That's the way when we want to start a project or sit down to work, we want to come from that place of grounding, centering, create the field, and then begin, then connect, right? You feel the difference of that versus I'm in a hurry, I'm running around, oh my God, I have a million things to do, and you just got to get in it, switch it over, just switch it. Just remember, divine being, I'm free. Bring in the light, surround yourself, and then begin. Let's clear the confusion. Let's do some oracle cards. So if you have your own, go ahead and get them out if you haven't already been doing what you do with your cards. Okay, so new moons are all about setting intentions, right, for this next cycle. So we have some time after this day to continue to just nurture. And please always nurture yourself. Just always nurture. There's a lot of Cancer energy going on too. The sign of Cancer is all about nurturing and emotional body. So it's like a Capricorn Cancer dance. And when we have our full moon, we will have a lunar eclipse this month on the full moon day. So what is that date? I don't have it off the top of my head right now, but that will be, I think we'll be able to see that. I need to check that out. So between now and the fall, right? How are you getting going? How are you taking practical steps, right? So here we're going to sort of bring in what are the cards going to sort of inspire us with. And I already pulled some cards for the call, but I want you to do this and then we'll share together. So just take a moment to recenter and contemplate this new moon moment, the solar eclipse moment, the ending and the beginning, the practical, hardworking sign of Cancer, of Capricorn, this Capricorn energy of moving from down to up and kind of going step by step and accomplishing, manifesting, creating tangible, the physical body too. We're also talking about bones. So we're sending this ripple into 2019. So what do your cards have to say? Go ahead and just hold them and tune in to your soul's voice. Maybe you have guides that you connect with. Ask them to assist you with feeling it into your cards and then choosing the one that is a yes. This one. This is a message that we need to hear right now. And when you've chosen your card, go ahead and take it out. Look at whatever first thing comes to mind when you see it. So I'm using, the first deck I'm going to use is a deck that was given to me by a friend, a lovely woman named Lisa, the Divine Feminine deck. These are great. They're really speaking to me. I love them. So the card that I pulled earlier from this deck for us, and I hadn't pulled this one from this deck yet, is Saraswati. Now, she is some as an archetype that I gravitate toward because she is the goddess of wisdom, of knowledge, of music, right, of the arts. And all of that is very much me as a Gemini. I'm very interested in knowledge and communication. And as an artist, she's it. And so, and as a teacher, right? So the goddess of self-knowledge, the essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. So this is that connecting with soul, connecting with source, connecting with essence. So we're being asked to get to know our essence, so we can let it flow into all that you are, everything you're creating day by day. So the question this card is asking us to answer is, what is one word to describe the essence of my true self? What is one word to describe the essence of my true self? When we take the time to return to the essence of who we really are and nurture that essence, we realign with the river of expression that the soul generates. So we can feel out of alignment. How do we get back into alignment? It's a simple, very simple thing of just stopping and finding that connection again, asking, what does my soul want from me? The more you ask that question, the more clear and broad and tangible the answers will be. It seems too simple, I know. Truly is that simple though, but you have to do it a lot. It's just like anything, you got to practice, you got to do it. And you will grow, you will change, you will see that essence of you will take you through everything in life. That's the seed you're planting for your vision, for your life right now. It's to let your soul guide you. So that's the first card I pulled for us tonight. Now I did 3 decks. I wanted to kind of make it special for us tonight. Second deck, and you may choose to choose another card from the same deck you're using or just listen. I like to use this deck a lot too. Colette Baron Reed. She's great. It's the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. I chose the Sisters of the Seasons. Of course, this was all my guides assisting me in choosing these cards today. So I went into meditation. I'm just going to read a little bit of what this card is saying, which is interesting. Divine appropriate timing is guiding your desires into perfect manifest form. This is a very good period to start new things, as you're moved out of winter into the beginning of spring. So that's kind of where we're heading, right? We're in the winter season, but we're in that feeling of spring, aren't we? Spring is about renewal and rebirth. So we're not really quite there yet in terms of the cycle of spring, winter, summer, fall, but in terms of the energy of this moment, of this new beginning, this new year, this new moon, of this solar eclipse, this is what's going on. It says continue with patience. Be aware of the rhythms of your opportunities. There will be periods when things slow down and begin anew, when they move into fruition and then slow again in a never-ending natural flow. And that's that trust. Just trust. Once you've and said yes, offer it up. Let it go. And then day by day, you ask, okay, what step do I take now? What do I need to do now? Maybe you create an outline, it's a plan, it's guideposts, but then you sort of let the plan be the plan. It doesn't have to control the situation, right? The plan can change. The plan does is it helps you hold the vision in place. The plan might even change so that it's even easier than you thought it would be, you know? So just start and then have patience and take care of yourself and nurture. Nurture, nurture, nurture. Can't say that enough this call. That's what I'm being asked to do. I'm creating a new online platform for my teachings that are going to be MP3s and ebooks, and sometimes it feels a little overwhelming or even a lot overwhelming. I go, what am I doing? Who do I think I am? But you know, it just keeps coming back and coming back that I'm being called to do these things. So reminding, nurture myself one step at a time, trust the process. And I saved the third for the last, which is the third one I chose for us tonight that I pulled. And what a beautiful one this is. And this is going to come with a guided meditation that we're going to close the call with tonight. And this is from, I got this deck the first month that I started this visioning circle, this virtual circle in May of 2018. And I got this book, this oracle deck that same day. I think I got it the same day of the call, actually, or maybe the day before. Crystal Mandala Oracle deck, Alana Fairchild. She's amazing. Look her up if you don't know about her. She's awesome. And the card is so beautiful. Karmic Grace. And each card comes with either an angel or an ascended master message, and then also a crystal or stone and the energy of that stone. And this is Ascended Master Serapis Bay, B-E-Y. And the stone is clear calcite. I'm not going to read you the whole thing because it's a few pages. But I am going to read a little bit from it that resonates with what we're talking about for this new moon. And this brings us back to trust. This brings us back to really getting clear with your soul on a day-to-day basis, right? Because, you know, sometimes we say, I need clarity. Like we think we're going to get this big aha moment. It's going to explain everything, and then everything's going to be crystal clear, and there'll be no more confusion ever again. You know, like, what's wrong with me? I just can't figure this out. I can't get clarity. So clarity of purpose doesn't have to mean, here you go, here's your book of purpose, and here it all is, and that's all you need to know. That's not how it works. We sure want that, don't we? Just tell me what to do, life, and then I don't have to think about it. Clarity of purpose is a day by day by day experience. And I'm going to come full circle back to the beginning of this call and remind us how to do that. I take a breath. I connect in the earth. I bring in light. I surround myself with light. I remember that I am a divine being. Even if I don't all the way believe it yet, you will believe it. I believe it now. There was a time when I was still trying to believe it, working on it, you know, but I just, now it's just the experience of living. This is life. And you ask, hello, soul. You say hello, and you acknowledge your divine essence. You see and know that it is there. You make a connection, and you say, what do you want for me? What does my soul want for me can turn into, what do you want for me? And then, here's what I want to do. What should I do now? What's the first step I should take to get me ready to do this thing I want to do? Or here's the confusing thing I have happening. Tell me what I need to know about this situation. Show me what I need to know. Help me see what I need to know. And you're coming from the trust that the information is there to be received, rather than, I'm so confused, I wish I knew, right? Because I wish I knew means I don't know. And if you're coming from the, oh yeah, I trust, I know that it's in there, I have the knowledge, the wisdom is within me, it can come forward. Then the information, it can be presented. Then the clarity can come. And usually it means unplugging from the situation for a little while and then coming back. And that's karmic grace. So what are we creating in the world? How are we showing up? How are we being as beings of love, courageously co-creating? So this isn't about just for you or just for me. This is, yeah, for me, yeah, for you, for all of us. Your life path will unfold in whatever way will most benefit your soul growth. What you need to remember is not to judge yourself or think that you are doing something wrong when life gets difficult. It is actually a sign that you're going through an accelerated phase of spiritual growth, and the blessings that come from it will be what you need and want most. And this is talking about when we struggle, when we feel that we are struggling, when we feel that we are really being pushed on a physical level, body, mind, emotions. That's when we're going through some deep growth. That's the growth. That's what growth is. That's what growth is. And there is another side. There always is. And there's a temptation to judge oneself in the struggles of life, to wonder, why am I not getting this? Why am I in pain? What am I doing wrong? This must be karma. Like, I did something to deserve this, right? And then guilt, shame, and judgment make the situation even more difficult. Don't do this to yourself or others. When there's struggle, there's opportunity for breakthrough to be grasped by your soul. This opportunity can come to you through this method of growth. You will have other times that are more joyful too, so there is no need to worry. Some souls choose to have lifetimes where much struggle characterizes the earlier phase of their life, preparing them for great work, and a much lighter and more joyful experience in the second half of their life. If you have been puzzled by an experience in your life, a difficulty or perhaps even effortlessness, and you're trying to make sense of it, relax. Accept that karmic grace bestows upon you the best way to grow and manifest your divinity in every moment. You don't have to understand it, but to accept and trust it, you need to believe that you are truly loved by the universe. And that's what I want for you the most, to know that you are loved, to love yourself. So we're going to close the call with a healing process, and you can just listen or say these words aloud with me, or write down what you're hearing and what you're feeling as you're listening. And this integrates this card fuller. This is a furthering of that particular oracle card, Karmic Grace, from the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck. I call upon the crystal angel of clear calcite and ascended master of Serapis Bay, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing blessing of karmic grace. I surrender with relief and loving trust into my life experiences now. The struggles and the easier times serve me perfectly. I do not resist. I use my free will to move through every experience offered, even when it doesn't make sense to me at the time. I accept the gift of karmic grace. May that grace bless the lives of all living beings. Through unconditional love and my own free will, so be it. So let's take a moment to come back into that internal space, deep breath. Connecting in earth and body, mind and spirit. Your heart. Imagining light in the root of your being, in your legs, your hips. The lowest part of your belly and all of your organs washed with loving light. The center of your being, your solar plexus filled with golden light. And claiming back right now any and all power that you've given away to anyone else. Bring it back to you. Claim it. I claim my power back to me now. So it is. Bring your energy up to your heart center, imagining a beautiful green light glowing bright. I love myself unconditionally, so it is. Awareness up to the throat in a beautiful blue light. I speak truth. I know truth. I am truth. So it is. Up to the third eye in a beautiful lavender light, just flowing all through your mind, soothing your mind. Seeing into the unseen, knowing into the unknown. So it is. Seeing through the eyes of spirit. Energy up above the head into a beautiful white, bluish light. Gorgeous light. Opening up. I am one, we are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. Inviting in light from the heavens above, down into the body, through the crown, third eye, throat, heart center, solar plexus, belly, down through the root, the legs, and down to the feet, into the earth. Create that collective vision of all of us together in a beautiful place in nature or out in outer space. Let's go out to somewhere out beyond the earth and look upon the earth together and gaze upon the earth together and see the beautiful light that's surrounding the earth that we've created and that we are creating with everyone else doing this with us all around the world. Become very aware of who you are and what you are as a being of light. Full gratitude for this awareness. I'm so grateful for all of you. I'm so grateful for this moment. Happy new moon. Happy new year. May you be blessed. I know you are. And I will see you next time. Mwah. Peace and blessings, everybody. Have a great night. Remember, go outside. Peace.